I know some people might be thinking, why am I doing hero showcase for the characters that's already released for like a while now? Well, the main reason why I was not able to record this kind of video in time for those characters is because I don't have them during the time of their release. So now I'm going to be able to showcase those characters in full, of course. I'll be showcasing Safreen and Nonoran as of right now, although like around June, which is a bit unusual because that's not their usual release time. But I mean they've already been releasing the game for a while now, so I was not able to get their showcase on the initial release. So, anyways, hello everyone. This is WWE Gaming, and welcome to a hero showcase. This time is Safreen, one of the heroes that had already been released like months ago, like a couple of months ago. So now I got these two characters. I'm going to be showcasing them just like I normally would. But however, this kind of feeling will be a bit different because these characters are out for a long time, and I have not showcased them at all because I don't have them collected in my collection until now. So, anyways, let's take a look what they have in store. So we got Safreen here. This is the talent that she has at 3 stars, and I'll compare this at 6 stars soon. So at 3 stars, like she'll have an in bonus, which most units have nowadays, like in increase by 10% on 3 stars, and I believe it will increase up to 25 or 20. I think it's 25. Let me check here. Let's see. No, 20. Okay. Whoops. Thought that was 25, but no, they did actually tone down a bit with this though. But I mean, yeah, there you go. So it's like 10 to 20 on the differences here. So let's read the description here. So like int increased by 10 to 20% depending on star level, and then gains in elemental affinity, which is a unique stack for each ally with elemental affinity. Unit range increased by 1, and this can be increased up to a maximum of 3. And damage dealt is increased by 10%, up to a maximum increase of 30%. After actively using a skill, summons one harmonic spirit, which is her spirit puppet that you saw on the like. If you have been using her a lot, that's what those green looking things are. Yeah, and these ones will possess the elemental affinity, and this will inherit the skill that Safreen used. So, for example, if you use a skill that she has, that spirit is going to carry that same skill, and it's going to be ready. It's going to be ready to use right off the bat. And then also it'll copy all her stats, like all her original stats by 100%, and you can have up to two of those at a time. If no damage dealt, if no damage was dealt after taking action, you can actively retrieve one of those harmonic spirits, and you can actually get the skill cooldown removed, like of a corresponding one. Like for example, if you already used someone for like mass attack or freeze strike, whatever, you can get that spirit retrieved and then get that skill back, which is amazing. Then that's what it does. After retrieving, any buffs on the caster do not lose the turn count, and you can perform act again. And then this one basically you cannot move and summon harmonic spirits afterwards, which makes sense. And also the retrieval part of the harmonic spirit is you're gonna need to wait for like 2 turns or 1 turn if you have 5 stars to be able to retrieve it again. So I gotta say this character is interesting, although it's really regrettable that I don't have her at the start when she's released. But now she's here. That fills the void of like showcasing characters. So anyways, she comes with the lightning strike, which is the common 1C skill to fight against cavalries. She also has tornado, which is an AoE attack that can send flying units into like let's just say into the air, and they're not gonna like that because they're gonna take more damage if they're flying. And she also comes with a Mystic Aura, which is her unique 1C. The passive skill on this one is that after using an active skill, you can swap positions with an ally unit possessing elemental affinity, and that's what it does. And then there's an assist skill here, which is also considered active skill. Grants an ally unit possessing elemental affinity a shield, and this can block damage equal to 3 times the caster's int and this will last for 2 turns, and you cannot dispel it. So this is basically like a shield for one unit, which is I would say it's all right. It kind of works similar to Kruger's shield, but this one you need to make sure your ally has the elemental affinity, otherwise you won't be able to cast this on them. And there's also mass resist, which is of course a useful skill to the current meta, which will prevent the Ice Abyss's stun or freeze. That's what it's meant to do. So yeah, basically this is the resist that allows you to increase your MDEP by 30%, and this will give them immunity to stun, buff block, and mobility reduction effects, which is nice. And then mass attack, of course, why not? And she also comes with a unique skill called Natural Absorption. Attacks a single enemy, dealing 1.4 times damage for each ally with elemental affinity. Ignores 10% of the enemy's MDEF, up to maximum of 30%, and after battle gains a shield, in which can block the damage equal to 3 times the caster's int, and this will last for 2 turns, and you cannot dispel it. And when equipped with soldiers, the soldiers will also attack. So I think this one, what it meant is that if you're using melee soldiers, they will also attack, and this skill does not get affected by a melee damage penalty, which is nice to know. And then she also comes with Thunderstorm, which is a effective AoE attack against cavalry, and also Blizzard, effective AoE attack against lancers. And this is the classes that she comes with. She comes with Mage and Holy. And these are the skills you will learn along the way. As you can see, you get Tornado when you finish in the initial class. You'll get this skill here, the unique 2C from this path here. And then for the AoE skills like Thunderstorm and Blizzard, they will be here when you completely upgrade the Mage class. But if you go for a Holy route, you get this unique 1C, which will give yourself a shield or allies with elemental affinity. And then you get the support skills on the Holy class. Kind of fitting for Safreen. Like she's both support and offensive unit. What I mean support is like provide like offensive support and defensive, but not healing. By the way, I mean you could kind of do healing, but not for Safreen because Safreen is focused more like a DPS instead of healing. And these are the soldiers that she has available, and she have access to SP Wizard. I don't think she naturally have those, but I might be wrong here. But anyways, I chose the Wizard because for bigger firepower. But I mean, you can also opt in to use Sky Archers if you prefer her to be having the best mobility out there. But for me, I prefer Wizard because she will hit hard with that. And Poison Bat Mage is another option you can go with. Yeah, and these are the equipment options I gave her. Even though I don't have this enchanted yet, because I have this in the Rune Workshop under construction. So I don't want to enchant this because that'll be a waste. And the gear I gave her are Red Moon, Nebulous Robe, Electric Headwear, and Law Creation. And the reason why I chose Electric Headwear is to prevent enemies from pulling their units. Like usually I will put this on healers, but since this game is very flexible of what you can put on the gear, I would prefer to give Safreen the headwear so that way this could catch enemies off, like catch my opponents off guard. So if I ever use Safreen at some point in PvP, I can just use this electric headwear as a substitute to like they will not expect her to be wearing this, and then they were like, huh, no healers. I don't have to worry about displacement. But no, I'm gonna have Safreen wearing this to catch them off guard. Yep, no one is safe when anybody that does magic, or I say mages, can wear this. Personally, it's just my preference. You don't have to do that, but it's just an idea. Like you can actually like throw people off by doing that. And this is her 3C skill called Elemental Annihilation. So let's see what this does. So this attacks all enemies in 3 straight lines, dealing 0.36 times AoE damage, and applying Elemental Distortion, special terrain effect, to block hits, to all the blocks hit for 2 turns, and enemy units on this terrain cannot gain Act Again effects. if they are on forest or grassland. When ally harmonic spirit moves through this terrain, they gain a chance to mitigate one block of mobility reduction. So this AoE can be pretty tricky to use. So like if you're fighting against, if you're fighting in the terrain that has like grass on there or anything that has to do with plants, they're basically anti-Actigen aura when those tiles are placed on those tiles. So yeah, most of the time you don't actually have that situation if you're fighting on the map that doesn't have grass. But if you're at some point fighting an opponent PvP that has grass in there, this could actually cause a lot of havoc out there. Like for example, some people just doesn't read and then they just lost the act again chance, which is a bit of in the funny situation, but at the same time not great for the opponents. So yeah, this skill is pretty dirty if you're fighting against the opponent that doesn't read. So yeah, whenever you're fighting PvP, always read descriptions. Otherwise, you are gonna make you're prone to make mistakes, and then something like anti-act again is gonna catch you and then bite your butt. And this is what the animation looks like when you proc the 3C. Looks pretty nice. And now let's take on the awakening stages. Without wasting any more time, let's do that. So anyways, let's take a look at what opponents are we dealing with here. So first one, we got Lemia. The second opponent is Borrelia. And the last opponent is Nonoran. Okay. Let's take care of these three, shall we? And I gotta turn on animation. There we go. So that way it makes the battle looks really fancy here. And we're gonna attack from range like this, so Lemia cannot hit us naturally, which is nice. And we just killed her just like that, quite easily. And we summon the spirit just after using that skill. And also the spirit here is just gonna make this awakening stage so easy. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, having a clone on your side with like a 100% of Safreen's stats is honestly like makes her into like two different Safreens out there. And I'm gonna give this spirit this here, Mystic Aura. And I'm not gonna do that. And I can switch positions if I want to, but I'm not going to because I'm gonna summon another spirit. And also I gotta keep their distance. I don't want them to get blasted right off the bat. Okay, let's give you a shield. And switch positions. Okay, it looks like Verolia is just gonna run away. Come back here. No, don't retrieve anybody. Just gonna approach slowly. Don't go in too fast. In case if she do something that's like absolutely crazy here. I think we should be fine here. Oh, Earthquake. Is that gonna do much? Not so much here. Safreen has shield, so we took no damage, basically. Oof, that's gonna hurt. But we're fine though. We got all our HP back. And we're going to absorb this skill here. Actually, no, not absorb. We're gonna switch positions. There we go. And then let's use the spirit to attack no, Norin. Okay, not much here. Okay, take that one. I don't care. Okay. Apply that. And I'm going to... Actually, wait, I won't be able to swap because you are standing on that tile. No, summon that. And then I'm going to attack with this here. Wait, I don't need to move at all, actually. Stay where I am and then shoot. Or I should say absorb, I mean. Okay, this stage is pretty easy to do if you know how to use the spirits. They're very easy to use here. So yeah, this battle is usually not too difficult because you do have clones as your backup. Anyways, let me get myself some resources before I continue this. Gonna get myself some hammers. I have a lot of these hammers, like no joke, and also more of these sweep clearances. Okay, I forgot what resources do I need here. What was it? It was the orange and yellow. Okay. Orange. Okay, that one. And then yellow. That one. There we go. Now let's take on stage number 2. Okay, so we got different units that we have as our ally. So we have Virelia, which is the one from previous stage. Now with this time we have Seraphina, and we also have Roland. This will be an interesting match. I think we can just attack them head on. Okay, let's restart from this point here. So this time I cannot have them be together. So I'm just gonna have to split up like this. You go all the way down right here. Let's see, who's gonna be my big target here? Dingo. Let's move down here. Wait. Let me think about this. Seraphina won't be able to reach us here, so I'm just going to stand here and then activate this on myself. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit here. Okay, right here. And Seraphina will stay here. Okay, waiting for the right moment to attack. I think we'll attack from this direction, from this range here. Okay, we one-shot her. And I'm going to swap. I'll do it right here, and then do this. Switch position with that spirit. So you'll be right here. And we will attack. We'll attack Safreen from here. There we go. And I'm like one tower short on that thing. Uh-oh. Will I be able to reach from here? Oh yeah, I can. Right there.
私が対応いたします。
And let's give hold on. I might still be able to reach over there by doing this.
駆逐します。
And then apply this
喧
here.
嘩はいけません。守護者が駆逐します。
AoE.
喧嘩はいけません。
Safreen's dead. We don't have to deal with her anymore.
喧嘩はいけません。
僕の前から消えろ。
Oh, counter kill.
かくれんぼスタート。
Borrelia will die here.
壊れてしまいました。かくれんぼスタート。
And attack Roland from that far.
遊んでくれるの？
And I think I'll retrieve is this the one? Yeah, this one's the attack skill. I'm gonna retrieve that one. Yep,
かく
absorb.
れんぼスタート。
And I'm gonna give you this.
作ったせるよ。
Keep you safe.
私が対応いたします。
And then attack Roland.
駆逐します。
救いなんてないんだ。
And there we go. That's how you clear the stage. It took me a while to get the ropes here. But anyways, I'll cut off the mistakes along the way. So I'm gonna cut off those parts so that way you don't have to watch through all those suffering. And there we go. Elemental Annihilation is unlocked. Now let's showcase what that 3C does in battle. So let me equip this and I'll be right back. Alright, let's take a look what the animation looks like when you activate this right here.
動かないで。
Looks about right. And you can just do this after activating that. And then you can get another spirit here. Put this on myself. And then switch position with Safreen to get her out of danger. And then I can just do the exact same thing here. Minus the animation though. So anyways, that's the skill. It's just an AoE attack, not like a single target, where anything's like fancy. Anyways, that's about it for this video. So hope you all find this video helpful or informative, and I'll see you all next time.